So, I know like a lot of you guys wanted to hear this story, so I'm gonna just go ahead and start it off. So this is just gonna be the story time about how I got suspended from school. So, how I got suspended. You know, when you suspended, they tell you not to come to school for a certain amount of days. So that's exactly what happened. So, um, let me start from the beginning, and then it's gonna build up as I get into the story. So, started off. I'm not gonna even say I woke up. Started off. I went to Artie's. I went to Hardee's this morning to go get something to eat. You know, before school, I went got something to eat. Got some French fries. Hardee's got some really good French fries to tell you the truth. So I went got their French fries, and then I went looking for my two friends because let me give them niggas some names. Let me see. One of them gonna be named. Give me a second to think it's a name. Okay, so I came up with the names. One of them is gonna be Style, and the second one is gonna be Hamburger. Style and Hamburger. Remember those two names. And let's have another one. Because they actually have three. They actually have. I went looking for two, but then the other one came along, so they got Style, Hamburger, and they got. Let me see. God, Premium. Yeah, Premium. Style, Hamburger, and Premium. So I went to go look for Style and Hamburger because they said they went to go smoke some cigarettes behind the store because like we youngins, we can't really go out and smoke because like we'll get in a lot of trouble. So I went to go look for them behind the store and see if they was gonna go smoke some cigarettes, and I didn't find them. So I went in the front of the store and they was there, and I said, "Style Hamburger, my nigga, what's up? I was looking for y'all." So we was steady walking, and school starts at like 8:30, 8:35, and it was like 8:19. So I was steady walking to school, but then Style had said, "Let's go to Walgreens." And before he did mention that he wanted to go to Walgreens before he went to go smoke cigarettes and whatnot. So I'm sitting there and like I didn't really want to go, but he said all he wanted to do was just go get an Arizona tea, and then we was gonna be out. So I'm like, well, even though I really don't want to go because like I have not too bad of a feeling because like how you get like a bad feeling and like you don't want to go do something. So it wasn't like a bad feeling, but I just said I don't think that's really such a good idea. But since he just said like he wanted to go get an Arizona tea and come right back out, like that was it. Like you go all the way to the back, you go get your tea, you go straight to the counter, you go give the girl your money, and then you out. So like boom, bing, bang, bam, you out. So we went to Walgreens. He went got the tea. And I went to go look at the stuffed animals because I specifically went to go look for the pandas. I had to go look for the pandas because I already got a giraffe. So I went to go look for the pandas for the sound. So I went to go look for the pandas, and I found one, but I didn't find no ordinary panda. I found one with a heart shaped inside. So like I just put that one back. So we went back out, and he checked out his Arizona tea. I think he got watermelon. It wasn't a tea. It was just an Arizona watermelon flavored juice thing, or however you want to call it. So we stepped outside, and Hamburger had seen one of his friends that like he buy his his tree from, his weed and stuff. I'm not really gonna say weed. I'm just call it cookies. So if you can catch along, just call it cookies with me. So yeah, he went to one of his niggas that he usually buy cookies from, and he said, "You come here." And like from a mile away, he seen that he had some gas with him. And like it was just like a roach. So he went up to him and he said, "Can I get your phone number?" And he gave him his phone number, and he gave him his name. He said I don't know specifically what it was. It was some along the line of like reptiles, dreamt something. I don't know, but he gave him his phone number and he gave him his name and like me, um, me, Premium, Style, and Hamburger. We were just all smoking off that one roach, and it was some good gas too. It was some good gas, like we didn't want to go straight to school because I honestly don't like going straight to school. Like I tried to find so many things so we wouldn't go to school. So we went back through Hardee's and we caught up with a few more of our friends. And so we passed through Hardee's and we passed through the gas station and we finally get on the school campus. So we're getting on the school campus and the school police officer was like, if you don't know, like we actually have a police officer for our whole school district. So that police officer will like go to the school if somebody have something that they're not supposed to have. Say like somebody would have, let's just hypothetically speaking, say like somebody would have some cocaine or something, and like the principal reported, they would have to go to the school with the pedos. Wait, the school police, and they would just have to like call their parents and whatnot. So like the school police is just specifically for the school. So we get on school campus and the school police come up to us and he said, "You guys come here." And like Style, like he wasn't like really away, but he wasn't really with us at the same time. So it was just me, Hamburger, and what's his name? Me, Hamburger, and Premium. We was walking together, and we was talking about how we was gonna turn up after school, and I think he overheard us. I think that was one of the reasons because he overheard us because we was really loud. Yeah, we were like really loud, and I'm pretty sure not just one person. Everybody heard us. Everybody. So he heard us. I don't think he really heard us, but like even if he did or didn't, like matter of fact, like he still stopped us. So he stopped us and he said, "Are you guys all right?" And we said, "Yeah." And he said, "You guys don't have anything that you're not supposed to have." And I was like, "Can you say that again?" And he said, because if you have something on school campus that you're not supposed to have, you could really get in trouble for that. And Premium and Hamburger, they were quick to say no. Because me and Style, we already knew that we had something, but like we was trying to play it off, and like so Style and Hamburger, Premium and Hamburger, they were quick to drop their backpacks. They said, "Cut, you can check my backpack. I ain't got nothing. On Moses, I ain't got nothing." So yeah, they said I ain't got nothing, and then they said we gonna go back to the office and we gonna go search your backpacks, and So we went back to the office, and I was trying to jet because I did have something that I wasn't supposed to have on school campus. So I was trying to jet, and then every time I would try to like get away or like try to throw the evidence away, the assistant principal would always say, "Nah, come back here, little nigga, come back here, son, come back here." So we finally get into the office, and he said, "Empty out your backpacks." And like he told everybody else to empty out their backpack, but like he was quick to grab mine, and I was kind of like, "No, I'm gonna empty it out myself." And I literally did that. Like he went to go reach for it, and I said no, and I pulled my backpack back. See, I used one hand to push his hand back, and my other hand to pull my backpack back. So we had a distance like this. Like here's my backpack, and here's my hand on his hand. So I said, "Nigga, no, not me, nigga, not me." So after we do that, I started emptying out my stuff, and I pulled out my binder, and I said, "Need my binder for school," pulled out my raincoat. I said, "You know how they had the tornado hit the other day? Always need your raincoat." And then I pulled out my underwear. I said, "I need my underwear because last year I crapped my pants one day and I don't want that to happen again." Oh, and leave a comment down below if you want to know what happened about me crapping my pants last year and whatnot. So I'm taking everything out, and he's searching through everything. And he said, "Let me look through your backpack." And I'm like, "Sir, no, that's everything out of my backpack." And low key, I was lying because I just really didn't want him to look in my backpack. Like, I didn't want him to look in my backpack because I know that they had all the evidence in there. So he was constantly reaching for my backpack, and I'm like, "Sir, no." And he said, "Okay, let me talk to you for a second." He said, ever since, like, we met, like, ever since he came to us with the officer, when the officer was asking us all those questions and whatnot. And, actually, let me go back to that real fast. Pause on that for a second. Let me go back to that real fast. They had somebody who snitched on us and said that the guy who was on the bicycle, he said that we was passing joints. And the thing is, we was not passing joints. We was passing a roach of a blunt. And for those of you who don't know what that is, say like, give me a second. Say, shoot. Give me one second. So this is some tissue, but let's pretend that this is a blunt. So I'm rolling my blunt, right? I'm rolling my blunt, and this is the blunt, and a roach is what's left of the blunt. Say like you smoked it all, right? This is what's left. So we was just smoking off this, and the civilian who snitched on us, he told the school police officer that we were passing joints, and the police officer said that the civilian said that he described us from head to toe. He described all four of us and actually pointed us out too. Described us from head to toe and all that, and that we were passing joints. I was thinking in my head, nigga, no. I had said, nigga, no, we was not passing joints. And I was thinking in my head, nigga, if he really had joints, it would have been gone because I would have smoked them all. So like as soon as he passed the joint to me, I would have done with that. Pass the next one. So back to when we was in the office. So we was in the office, and he was saying ever since I got there, I was trying to get out, and I was really being difficult and being really difficult and being really resistant and whatnot. And so I said, if you have something you're not supposed to have, what's the consequences? And he was just saying it depends on what it is. And I was saying, and I had my hand in my backpack, and I'm like, bruh, if I take this crap out and I get freaking in too much trouble because of you, like, I'm really gonna run up in your mouth. Like, I didn't say that, but like, I was thinking that in my head. So I was thinking in my head, I said, dog, if I get in so much trouble, bro, I'm running up in your mouth, son. I'm going boom, bing, bang, bam. Son. We was gonna split in his office, bro. I was gonna grab something and knock him upside his head. So we was up in there, and he finally got the officer in there. No, it's the same officer that got us earlier. So like, he called the officer in there because he realized he couldn't handle me. Like, pretty much nobody, like no principal, guidance counselor, teacher, pretty much no authority up in there could really handle me because it's black power, nigga. That's why they can't handle me. Black power. Shoot, I'm ruthless. I'm ruthless, nigga. So he called the officer in there, and like the officer was holding his gun, and he said, "Get your hand out of your bag." You know how officers do. They always gotta be so freaking. They gotta be so loud and gotta be so dramatic and whatnot. So he said, "Get your hands out of your bag." And so I got my hand out of my bag. So I got my hand out of my bag, and he said, "Put your hands on the wall." So, and like, he was yelling at me, and he said, "Get your hands out of your bag," and I'll put your hands on the wall. So I got my hands out of my bag, and I put my hands on the wall. And then the principal finally got in my backpack. And what he had found in my backpack, what I wasn't supposed to have on the school campus. He found, let me think. He found a cigarette lighter. He found a cigarello. A cigarello is just like, you know, like the, whatchamacallit. The cigarello is like the things you use to, like, it's just like, just a practically like pretty much like a cigar. That's pretty much. It's not exactly like that, but pretty much what it is. So it was a cigarette lighter, cigarillo, and some pills that I wasn't supposed to have, and he found something else too. But the other thing that he found, like I'm like he's just like that's fine. So that's pretty much all he found. So after he find that, what else happened after that? After he find that, like I had to wait in the office because he had to get everybody else and he had to check their backpacks too. So I'm waiting there for like a whole period, bro. And a period at our school is like 48 minutes. So I'm sitting there 40 freaking 8 minutes waiting on them to check everybody else's backpack. And I'm sitting here like, bro, I'm so freaking bored. And then they come in one time and then they tell me write down everything I saw when I was at Walgreens earlier, and I wrote down we went to Walgreens and Style bought a Arizona tea from Walgreens, and he said, and then when I gave it back to him, he said, you didn't mention where you saw the guy. Oh, I was supposed to do that? My bad, nigga. My bad, dog. I ain't know. So yeah, we went back in there, and like, they was talking and whatnot, and they was saying on how about I was on the discipline ladder, and I was on the fourth step, and they didn't mention really anything else, but they on the referral, it said possession of drugs and tobacco on school campus, and all the other things they said, all the other things they had. They said on step 4, 30 days of probation, 2 days of OSS, and 1 full day of ISS. So I didn't have any weed. For those of you who keep saying I had weed on the campus or I had some type of weed or drugs or illegal things, I didn't have no drugs. Just to make that clear. Okay? Just to make that clear. I didn't have no drugs. It was tobacco. So, tobacco and pills. So he calls my mom and she didn't pick up the first time because during school hours you can't really call my mom during school hours. So we tried again, and as we was waiting, we was just having a conversation, and like I was mentioning to them, I'm like, dang, I forgot what it was. I know we was talking about something. What was it? Give me a second. So we was just in there and we was talking, and I don't know, somehow the thing about cookies had got brought up, and my assistant principal asked me, he said, you smoke marijuana? And like I put my head down. I didn't really say yes or no, but I put my head down, and I was thinking in my head like it's kinda obvious. It's kinda obvious, but after that, like we was talking about that, and I said, well, I know all the positives about marijuana, but what's the negatives? Like, do you have anything pretty much bad to say? And he was saying, first of all, it's illegal. And I said, the only reason why it's illegal because the government can't tax it. Because in Colorado, marijuana is having nursing homes and hospitals and pretty much every other medicine that you would need, it has that going out of business. So the more marijuana they have in Colorado, the less actual doctors and nurses and medicine and prescribed medicine that they will actually need. That's pretty much the only medicine that they will need. And they were shocked that I said that. And I said, the only real bad thing about marijuana, the only bad thing that I know of, I'm not saying this is for everybody, but that I know of, is that like when I start running and I'm like running for a while, like I start to breathe hard. And that's because like I've been smoking and like my lungs can't really take that. Like every time I get through running really fast, I'm like have asthma. Like I don't really have asthma, but like it sounds like that when I'm breathing that hard. So he was saying like if you're going to the high school, you're gonna If you're going to the high school, they can do a random drug test. They can always check your backpack, and if you're doing any extracurricular activities where they drug test, like they can drug test you. Say like you're on the track team, the swimming team, football team, pretty much any team where they could possibly drug test and that shows up. You're not only gonna get kicked off the team, you may get like expelled from the school. So they was mentioning that. I'm like, okay, well, that's fine, that's tight. That's fine. That's cool you do with me, my nigga. I mean, like, that don't matter with me. Like, I wasn't even planning to do none of that. Like, I would have did track, but track was a lot of work, so I didn't really like want to do track anyway. So, moving forward, after a while, when they really couldn't reach my mom about getting me out, because that day they didn't want me in school, so that my mom was like forced to check me out of school. So, she couldn't really check me out, boom, bing, bang, bam, right then and there. So assistant principal took me down to ISS. He took me down to ISS, and I was just waiting there for a while. You know what? Talking with my niggas, catching up on some homework, and let's see. I got my lunch, and then after that, like a few minutes later, they called the ISS teacher, and she was waving by, and she was waving towards me. So I said, that's my cue that I gotta go. And that my mom was there. So we assistant principal come back there and he's telling me to come on. So I'm going and like he told me to sign the referral and I was signing the referral. And so we was walking up and I just seen as soon as I passed by I seen one of my so-called niggas. I'm not really gonna call him my nigga, you know. I was like, he was just one of my so-called niggas, so-called friends and whatnot. You know, if my lip up like this, he really ain't my nigga. He really, so, one of my so-called niggas, I ain't even really give him a handshake because our handshake these days are like this. But this nigga, all I did was this. Look, all I did was this. What's up, nigga? That's all I did. That's all I did, so... Then I went up, I seen the other few niggas, and we finally get into the office. My mom is there, and she wanted him to restate everything they said before I got in there. So I'm in there, he's talking about how we already had the conversation about the marijuana, and about what I had, and about how I was resistant and whatnot. And she was just kind of agreeing with him. And like, I was talking to my mom, and I was saying well, it's kind of obvious that I do it already because, like, all the signs, like, I have a bandana, I have a hat, I have a t-shirt, and I'm not saying she gave me the belt on purpose, because, like, she did give me a belt, but she said that was from her brother, so I didn't know that she didn't know that it had it on there, so I'm like, well, I didn't know, like, she's saying she didn't know, and I'm saying I didn't know, so... Hold on one second. Actually, no. I'm going to keep going. So, I was saying all that. And, yeah, so we get in there. And, like, she was saying that really wasn't supposed to happen because that's not how I do things. I wasn't raised like that. That's not how, like, that's not my name. Because my name really means something. My full name, front and back, all four of my names, they actually mean a lot. So, she was saying all that. And that the Edwards family really don't tolerate that. So, and like, she was crying, and when she started crying, she really made me cry too, because I really hate to see my mom cry like that, dog. Like, that wasn't supposed to happen like that. I wasn't supposed to, like, so, and like, she was hard, son, crying hard, like, you know how people may shed a few tears, like, I was just shedding a few tears, but she was like, I'm like, bro, is it that serious? Wait till we get in the car, my nigga. Like, damn. Like, shit. So, we get up in the car, and she's telling all the family, and she's saying she wanted, and then since I was on punishment, and I got suspended, she said she wanted my phone, she wanted my wallet, she wanted my money, and when she said money, I'm like, got a blast. She said she wanted my money. I had to cover that up. But we got home and I was on punishment and I had my OSS and all that stuff. So And that's pretty much about the end of the story. So if you like this, well, go ahead, smash that like button, smash that like button, nigga. If this video get up, let me see. If this video get up to 5 likes, nigga, that's not that much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's only 5 people gotta like this video, nigga. If this video get up to 5 likes, y'all remember how I said, back during like the beginning of the video that I was gonna like tell the video on how I crap my pants and whatnot. If this video get up to 5 likes, I'm gonna do a story time on that video. Crip, I'm gonna do a story time on that video. But other than that, share, like, and subscribe to this channel for more videos. And hit me up on my Snapchat and Instagram if you want to know more about other stories that I have, because like I have a lot more stories to go. So you know, my Snapchat is Phoenix_171, and same thing for my Instagram. I'm gonna even leave that in the description below. So I'll catch y'all niggas later, son.